Sup guys, Phoenix here and welcome back to InfraSpace, or to be exact, the third episode of my gameplay in InfraSpace. So this is what the colony looks right now. If you take a closer look, you will see one or two details that have changed. The biggest one is this: I have made some basic residences here, continuing the expansion of my city. That's mostly because I didn't have enough population for the next expansion of my industry. In fact, I may still need more, but I am a bit leery when it comes to expanding my populace right now, because those guys here, this is the level 5 residence, and soon it will get upgraded to level 6, at which point the people in each building will increase by 50%, that is by 18, and will reach 54 people in each building. So all the resources that I have plenty of stored here, well, they will start running out much faster, and I don't want to be caught off guard while they are consumed, because this stuff is diverting some resources. So I'm not doing that for now. The second major difference is that I expanded the laboratories, and more importantly, I have finally built a spaceship construction facility. For that we have to go into this tab, and now we see the list of modules on the spaceship here that have been damaged. So repairing each module and sending it to the ship, well, I think it's basically effective the moment it's repaired, costs a lot of resources but also provides bonuses. The bonuses are usually just an increase in production of some shit, with one exception, which is this one, which reduces resources used by different habitats. Actually, maybe I will start with this. It would be a bit of a pain in the ass to get this thing delivered, but let's go. And I will not repair all modules in this episode, because some of them require very advanced resources, such as superconductors, which are basically science level red, which will be the trickiest and the last to research. But we will research something we'll repair something very interesting today in this episode, which will be the laser cannon, and we will have some fun destroying shit on the map with it. Not much can be destroyed, but some stuff can. We can try have some fun with different things. By the way, one annoying thing is about this here is that the game directly deducts these resources from the numbers that I'm supposedly producing. So you cannot repair models without having some surplus in various resources, otherwise it may turn out to be quite a pain in the ass for you. Alright, and the last point I want to make before we proceed is that I have finally researched superhighways. They provide twice the speed of highways, but they come up with one detriment, which is that they can only go one way. There are no versions with a two-way superhighway. So while it won't be an issue in places like this, even if I want to put highways going both directions next to each other, this will be an issue in some places such as these ones. Well, maybe not so much there, but here, where buildings are built pretty tightly. And it's pretty clear that I will have to relocate some buildings. And it will also be a pain in the ass in places like this one, where highways are built in a rather complicated network, and not every place, for example here, will be easy to provide an omnidirectional route. Fortunately, we don't have to put all the roads going both ways. Alright, so see you guys in a moment after I get some shit done. Alright guys, look and behold, we finally have what it takes to get the first space model online. Yeah, cool. It would be useful too. So, ready? Unleash the gates. Now there will be a bit of a mess here on the streets, but I couldn't be bothered to make a separate road. Well, actually I could have done it by connecting it to this road and then to that entrance there, but I prefer those vehicles to enter nicely from the front. So we just need to wait for these guys to pile up, and then we will see the launch of our first spaceship model. So if I remember correctly, it's the one that gives me a 50% reduction in operating costs of the habitats. Yeah, I remember correctly. Alright. We finally have it. So now there's the whole manufacture process is going on. Yeah, now we have a space shuttle that just, I don't know, came out of the ground maybe. Alright, let's slow down a bit. And off you go, space shuttle. Unfortunately, we can't look up in this game. Oh well. And we just need to wait for this thing to arrive. Okay, I think it just did. Well, more like it arrived on orbit than on the spaceship. No way it happened that fast. So anyway, the first spaceship module is finally complete and delivered. On a side note, I have also started replacing my highways with superhighways in the city. You can compare the simplicity of old highways here with the diversity and complexity of superhighways here. Not only do I have to run highways in parallel, but I also require a complicated network of connections to make sure that resources reach all buildings they are destined for in time without delay. On a side note, I'm having a bit of an issue with computers here. The storage is running pretty low. However, there are more and more trains arriving with them. Or rather, I should say they are carrying more and more because I have expanded computer production. Alright, so I will keep on producing those modules and delivering them to space, but I won't bother showing that again, showing that once was enough. So we will focus on other kind of stuff for now. To be exact, I will focus especially on replacing the highways at the moment. And then after we get through a few other important things, we will play around with the last module that we want to focus on today, which will be the space cannon. Alright, so see you guys in a short moment. Alright guys, we have some trouble on our hands here. So first of all, you can see that there are some issues with oxygen production, and we have buildings that have downgraded because of this. This is because we don't have enough people, so some of the buildings that produce oxygen are working at smaller efficiency. Okay, lower efficiency is the proper word. And we will in a moment talk about why this happened. However, to remedy that, I am finally upgrading the habitats here by distributing home appliances. I have specifically expanded my train infrastructure a little bit here to enable it. I wanted to make the distribution center on this side Generally wanted to have all distribution centers for this colony here, but it wouldn't reach. It only has this much range, which when built there is insufficient to cover those buildings here. Oh well, I'll just make those distribution centers here. I will have to upgrade those buildings at least once more by providing computers and parks as well. But I will just do it later. So what the hell is going on? Why is there not enough people? Well, this is because I have finished my industrial complex for producing VR edutainment. Not only has it taken away like 400 people to run it, which the game just randomly took away from those buildings here, not caring about the shitfest that will occur as a result, which is another weakness of the game's AI. But building this whole place also completely wiped my storage of concrete and steel. For example, this building here costs 250 of each concrete and steel, and building this highway here basically costs the same as one such building. So when it all added up, then it was quite expensive. Still, let's talk about this area here. So first of all, we produce, or rather mine, iridium, not sure how it's pronounced here, which is then sent down via gondolas. Finally, I had an opportunity to create a gondola coupling. And then I'm pausing the game so that the shitfest down there in the south doesn't go even more south. Well, I'm not sure if that's south, but normally up is north, below is south, so let's just tentatively call it so. So once the iridium gets here, it is sent to get reinforced in those factories here. However, for that we also need oil here, which goes there via pipe. And we also need industrial chemicals, which are produced here. To build industrial chemicals, we also need chemicals, we also need water, which gets distilled here. And we also need methane, which is sent by pipes and also powers everything here in this area. Well, almost everything. Still some issues with coverage here. Actually, let me see. Alright. I'll just pop this here. This should fix the issue. Yeah, it's just right. So this reinforced iridium is then sent to hollow display factory, which also needs sensors, which are produced here using this plastic and aluminum here. And by the way, plastic needs oil, which I am once again sending via pipelines from there. And again, as I said, it also needs nanotubes. Nanotubes are produced here, once again by using industrial chemicals, so we have the same combo of buildings as the one here, and carbon, which we get from here. Also, I have built some aluminum mines here pretty much by mistake. They are unnecessary because the only building in the vicinity which requires aluminum is here. Actually, let me see. Alright, they should have enough. So those nanotubes are also sent here to neural processors factory to build the said neural processors. We also need microchips to do that. So hence we have copper and iron being sent here to produce electronics and then produce microchips together with sand. So this building here is producing resource which isn't sent anywhere properly, and this is because of a little mistake I made here with aluminum supply. Alright, now we have it going where it should. And it's going here to VR edutainment factories, hollow displays, neural processors, and then it gets collected here. Well, as you can see, due to production issues, I have not produced any. By the way, this area is just a steel production area. It's an old industrial area I have made here so that it doesn't get in the way anywhere else. I'll probably have to expand it, just like I'll have to expand the concrete production area. But generally speaking, this is not part of this complex, except for probably sharing the same electricity on the fringe only. Alright, so let me now clean up the mess, mainly by building up this colony part here. Alright guys, we proceed. So I have averted all those crises here only for yet another to start. Now we have a home appliance deficit, and this is because I have built a new residential area here, for now capped at the level of, what is this? 4th? 04, yeah, 4th level residential building. And this is because while I have been supplying this area with computers, I've also been supplying it, okay, never mind, with home appliances. And this means that the quantity that this area should have received has been decreased. The same goes for this part, actually, for this side, but because this area, where the hell? Okay, there we go. But because this area has fewer residential buildings, when you compare the two visually, it's quite obvious. This area wasn't really hit hard by it. Actually, it wasn't hit at all. So what I'm going to do is to just create a new home appliance producing area here. We have iron, we have copper. We just put rail here, and then we'll make sure that this place only supplies home appliances here and there, and doesn't supply it anywhere else, i.e. doesn't supply it here. We'll have a separate area there for this precise purpose. Well, this will require some remodeling of the train routes, but it doesn't really matter. While doing this, I'll also replace those rails with the new, faster ones, because I have finally stockpiled enough materials, enough steel to be exact, to replace all my tracks, probably all. In fact, I have already laid down some, and this is because, as you might have seen earlier at a glance, I have already started supplying the VR resource. So these tracks here are the new faster type. They allow trains to go with twice the speed. Well, it isn't as good as it looks on paper, because for some reason trains that use these tracks go only 150 times per minute, whereas those that use this one only go 300 times per minute. So we basically have 2/3 of the normal speed. Alright, let me see, where the hell is that train? This will be this one. Alright, so is it me, or do I have two trains here? Okay, no. Okay, so as you can see, it's going faster than these other trains. We have a nice comparison here, but it still only goes at 300 units of speed, 300 tiles per minute, or whatever that was. But still not bad. Alright, so as I said, I will fix the home appliance thing and the very goddamn crisis. I will upgrade all the tracks everywhere, and once I'm done with that, I will also create schools here, which is the next resource necessary for upgrade. And once I do, I will start supplying these to the left side and let these buildings grow. Only for the left side for now. I haven't yet linked this resource to the right side, and as you can see, it's an issue anyway. But one way or another, I very much doubt that this level of production will supply enough of the resource for me to supply to more than just the left side of the colony here. Well, I will have to expand that production area quite a bit. For that, I will also need way more population than I have now, Even then, let's pause it to control the damage. So even after I get these pops here back to their level, back to the level 5, yeah, I think that's level 5, yeah. Even then, it will still be tricky to supply enough of this resource here to get all the buildings upgraded to level 6. I will have to go slow and careful about this, especially since leveling up to level 6 means that there will be 50% more residents, and I suppose this will also mean 50% more requirement. Well, actually, probably not exactly 50%. Yeah, not exactly 50%, but still there will be an increase in demand for resources. So I have all kinds of resources stockpiled for that upgrade. Unfortunately, you just have to plan these things with some care. Alright, so see you in a moment. Alright guys, this is the next stage, and holy crap did I have to battle with a lot of garbage right now. It took me, I think, several hours until I could record the next stage right now compared to the previous one. Alright, so let's go for the most important things one by one. Yeah, so first of all, I have made a separate home appliance production area here, linked directly to this station here. And where was it? There it is. And so this is now dedicated to covering home appliance in this area. Next, as you can see, I am also upgrading some of the buildings here. This is by virtue of VR Edutainment, which I'm actually sourcing from the left side. Because honestly, I just can't be bothered to build another train leading to here. Anyway, this distribution center can almost reach all buildings here. Only 5 are exempted. I think we can just forget those 5. Anyway, I had a small crisis here somewhere because the cars would get stuck and they wouldn't deliver supplies. So I had to rebuild the roads a bit, and now that I see, we have another traffic jam which I will have to deal with promptly. Where the hell do they get stuck? Well, we will come back here in a moment and see if it has fixed itself or not. Alright. It is probably caused by those VR edutainment things. I have released a whole bunch of them at once. And now they are all crossing to those buildings. This must also be the reason why some have yet to upgrade. Alright, so speaking of trains, which I did a moment ago, I have finally upgraded all the rails everywhere. Now all trains are going as fast as they can. Well, except when they cross each other's way, then they stop. Next, so because of this logistic issue here, I had some population crisis for a bit. One way or another, I had way too few people to man all jobs, and for that reason I started harnessing nuclear power here, using uranium ore mined here. And this is because that methane, how the hell do I pronounce it? Methane, I guess. That methane thing, it just took too many people to power the whole thing, and it wasn't very efficient, I feel. Well, I'm still using methane power plants here. We will see, maybe I'll replace them later or maybe not. It would be a bit of a pain to replace the whole power system with power lines around everywhere. Unfortunately, uranium cannot be sent by a pipeline after all. Alright. I have also made minor adjustments here in this area, mostly adjusting the number of buildings. I had some issues with having enough of them. Oh, nice. And now it seems like neural processors may be an issue, though it also seems like it's barely okay. Hard to say. Alright. Anyway, this is pretty much all I've done. Now that I think about it, this is the sixth and final level of habitats. Pretty sure I didn't show it previously because I had to build schools which operate the same as parks and entertainment resource. Okay, let's get this thing fixed here. Or rather, what can I even do about it? Alright, so they are all trying to go there. Where do they get stuck? It would be easier if they didn't occupy both lanes. And now I don't know what the hell... Where the hell is the problem? Alright, we have those traffic lights here. There shouldn't be an issue. Seems like the issue lies in the fact that they are adamant on taking this way instead of that way. Alright, let's see if providing them with an alternative will fix the problem. I bloody hope it will. Good boys. Damn, only a few came there. Alright, I think I have no other choice but to let them just sort this out. It's not like there are that many of them anyway that are stuck here. Just let's take a look. Alright, to do a little bit of a trickery here. We'll put ultra lot long green light here and get all those guys. Yo, no. And get all those guys to get the hell out. Man, now they are getting stuck there. But why the hell do you get stuck when there's... Okay. It's because of these guys there. Seems like I will need to put some traffic lights there as well. Yeah, so as you can see, there's quite some potential for issues with the logistics if you don't pay attention. Alright, there's quite a bunch gathered there. Let's just forget it. Now let's fix this issue here. Alright, let's just pause it. Okay, so the first part will be this. And the second part will be just this. Let's just make it 5-5. Let's see if it works. Alright. Must uncheck this. Alright, I haven't thought about this. But anyway, it's almost fixed. So I won't bore you with showing me fixing this trouble until the end. I have to tweak the traffic signalization or something, I guess. Anyway, what we are going to do next is to finally focus on spaceships and repairing models. And once I'm done with that, it will be time to finally play around with the laser. Alright guys, some changes were made. Okay, let me think, what should I start with? First of all, as you can see here, we have a fully upgraded colony now, everywhere. Well, it forced me to put some buildings in weird places, like this school here. But we somehow managed to fit everything. Of course, doing this required me to lead the VR resource to these two parts of the city, which in turn required me to expand production here. Oh, by the way, you can see such small buildings here. What they do is that they decrease production cost in resources by 20%. Well, how it works is that, for example, electronics factory takes 2 pieces of iron and copper ore to produce 2 pieces of electronics. Ignore that +1. That's from a spaceship model. So it takes 15 seconds to do this. So in 1 minute and 15 seconds, it should normally cost it 10 pieces of iron and copper ore each to produce 10 pieces of electronics. But because we have a recycling center here, it actually costs 8 pieces of iron and copper ore each to produce 10 pieces of electronics. Because every 5th production cycle, the resources are recycled. Alright, so that was one part. Next, you might have noticed that there seem to be a bit fewer buildings around here and there. This is because I got rid of methane power plants here, here, here and here and replaced them with nuclear power. Well, to be exact, just a moment ago I researched an even better nuclear power. Well, if we can call it nuclear power when it's fission and not fusion like here. Actually, is it fusion here? Both are fission. Alright. My bad then. So, replacing this and replacing those methane drills here with uranium mines here, let me use 134 people. Yes, 134 people to run this infrastructure instead of 132 people to run the methane power plant infrastructure. But previously I had just enough power to get by, but now we have a large surplus of power. Also, I probably have too many mines of uranium because you can see it piling up here. So as long as I remove one, it will be a net positive. So next we have finally red science pack factories running, and we finally have some red technologies researched. So I have researched better, faster rails, which I'll show you in a moment, superconductors that I didn't get around to using yet, and the same for better power plants. So a bit humble, but we are getting there. But this will be for the next episode. Okay, actually let's talk about the rails now. So unfortunately, while it looks very good on paper, over twice the speed of the advanced rail and 2.5 more the cost in steel, the truth is that unless the train goes across the map, the difference isn't very pronounced. This is firstly because the actual full speed is 750, and secondly, just watch the moment when it will reach that speed. We'll follow it across the land. I got to use shift to keep up with it. And I still need to reduce the zoom to keep up with it. Alright, we are finally doing 750 and we have arrived. Yeah, so this is literally across the whole map. This is one edge of the map and this is the other edge of the map. We have only this much left between the two edges. So yeah, maybe if I haven't made any turns, maybe it would have been more efficient, but yeah, so unless it's on that one very large map or unless you put those rails across the map, then it's not very efficient, not very worthwhile. I mean, I suppose it's still better to have your trains doing 500-600 points of speed, so to say, instead of 450, which is the actual. Actually, those guys, I think they are going 300. Yeah, they also were going 300. Okay, so actually it's not that bad. But anyway, the utility is not as amazing as I would have thought. Alright, and the last thing that we'll mention at this moment are space modules. As you can see here, I have researched quite a few of them, but I won't really go on about them because, well, all they do is just increase production of research passively. So before I end this episode, I'm still going to research this because I can, because I don't have to build anything new, except perhaps for road connections to get this thing. But again, it doesn't really concern us. I won't show it. What I will show, however, in a moment is the laser cannon, which I will research next. And then we'll be able to nicely conclude this episode. But okay, so let's have some fun with the laser. Alright. Time to finally have our fun with laser. But before that, as you can see, I'm having some issues with good food supply here. Oh, how nice. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, I don't have much food. Part of it is because these guys here, I specifically made them another route right to the distribution center for good food. But these retards, they just kept coming here even after I deleted this part. So in the end I just had no choice but to restore it. But it was enough to do the damage. Also, it seems like there was a bit not quite enough, so I had to expand this area here. But oh, it seems like the traffic is getting retarded again. Alright, let's do something about this. We'll put some traffic lights here. So in the first phase, this guy's on the left go. In the excuse me. The second phase. Good. Fine, let's keep that on. This should make it somewhat bearable, though I'm not sure. Well, we'll see. I'll just have to return to this place later. Alright, nice. The delivery has fixed the problem. Though it seems like I need to replace this road here. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of such micromanaging to fix issues in this game. Alright, but more important, we finally have the laser built. Or rather, we have the laser repaired on the ship. And we have the building that designates target. Alright, now let's see what we can destroy. I don't really need shit destroyed permanently, so let's just have some fun. Okay, so for example, can we destroy copper ore? Wow, that does take some time. Let's speed up. Alright, I thought it was weird that a passenger ship or whatever it was had a laser cannon, but now I'm not feeling it weird anymore. It takes goddamn ages to destroy a resource deposit. I'll try to find some faster target next time. If there is even any variance in the time it takes to destroy different things. Kaboom. Alright, that was a pity I didn't get to show the right one. Okay, let's see then. How about the chemicals? Come on. Can't destroy the chemicals? And how about the building? No? Okay. Stop. What was the other button? Oh, go to the target. Alright, so how about sulfur? Will it take the same time? Yeah, let's not bother then. What else can we destroy? Unfortunately, we cannot destroy buildings, which is well reasonable, but not very fun. Then how about this kind of shit? No? Or this? Alright, I can destroy. Why the hell does it take the same amount of time to destroy some kind of weird plant as it takes time to destroy a copper resource? Okay, let's find something else. Like this maybe? We can't. Then this? Yeah, I don't know if it's some plant or mushroom, but it's sure one hell of a one. Alright, let's see the final destruction animation at least. Excuse me? Why the hell did it become twice smaller? And that's it? Alright, at least we can destroy rocks as well. Alright, so destroying rocks is a bit more interesting. At least they fall apart nicely, but let's see. There's some spacecraft here. Guess it got bugged. Alright, let's try to destroy a crystal. Alright, it's about to crumble. And exploded the same as a rock. LOL. Alright, so what else can we destroy? And it just vanished. LOL. Okay, so that was pretty underwhelming. Honestly, I'm disappointed. It just turns out to be a utility tool rather than a fun toy. So the best you can do with it is to get a bunch of targets you want to get rid of, then you queue them up and you can take care of some other work while the laser takes care of removing the garbage for you. Also, you can't really destroy much. You can destroy rocks, crystals, trees, and resource deposits, except things like chemicals and oil, crude oil. So yeah, it's underwhelming. A big pity that you can destroy buildings and roads and rails or something. You could then have some more fun with it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This is the end for today. Now we have only one episode left. So in that episode we will finish repairing the spaceship. which will be boring, so I will not really focus on it. We'll focus we will finish the tech tree, which again will be pretty boring, so I won't really focus on it, with one exception of adamantine mining. We'll build the colossal adamantine drill, which at least still is more interesting compared to that. And finally we are also going to terraform this whole planet, well, to be exact, this whole map, or at least the areas near the city. I think areas near the city will suffice. If this will be at least interesting, like having a piece of Earth on an alien planet instead of turning it all into an Earth-like planet. And that will be the end for the InfraSpace series for now, I guess. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and until the next time.